In France, unions are gaining momentum as more people mobilize against the government's pension reform plans. Polls say 2/3 of voters oppose the changes. The controversial reform is also seen as a political test for the French president, with opponents calling him a president of arrogance and contempt. NTD's France correspondent David Vives has the story.
The French government on Wednesday insisted that raising the retirement age to 64 was non-negotiable. The statement came one day after over 1.2 million French took to the streets in protest against the measure. That was more than at the previous demonstration 10 days earlier. Unions leaders have now called for rolling strikes to disrupt public life. Opinion polls show about 2 out of 3 French disagree with the reform. The protest poses a big challenge for Macron and his relationship to the people. Publisher Michel Onfray says that the French president has gained a reputation of being cynical.
I think this government is absolutely cynical and will not move. Firstly, Emmanuel Macron was in Spain on the day of the strike. This is a very contemptuous way of saying, I don't give a damn about your strike. Remember, he said he wanted to annoy unvaccinated people. I don't want to use a dirty word. That was the word he used. A head of state who says, I want to annoy the French, this category of French people, who don't vote for him, it seems.
The reform will be debated in Parliament from next week. As Macron's party is in the minority, the government will need support from conservative members of Parliament to pass the bill. If this isn't the case, the government might use a constitutional decree called Article 49.3 to bypass Parliament and pass the bill. Called the nuclear option, the Prime Minister has already used this mechanism 10 times in Macron's second term. For some experts, including Onfray, the repeated use of the article goes against the will of Parliament and of the French people.
Macron could say, I propose laws that are likely to be voted on by everyone. No, not at all. He says, I propose these laws. It's my position. I don't give a damn about France, but it's my position. It's my business. It's a European policy, and I propose that. Then the lawmakers say, no, we won't vote on this. To which he replies, it doesn't matter, I'll use Article 49.3, which means that he will overrule Parliament, which is not very democratic. Macron thinks that the people are at his service. That changes everything. And he knows very well that he governs against the people, without the people, and in spite of the people.
Amid a cost-of-life crisis and high inflation, an even bigger protest could pose a new challenge for the French president. David Vives, NTD News, Paris.